Never interrupt your enemy when he is making a mistake. Death is nothing, but to live defeated and inglorious is to die daily. Impossible is a word to be found only in the dictionary of fools. Victory belongs to the most persevering. In politics, stupidity is not a handicap. Religion is what keeps the poor from murdering the rich. A leader is a dealer in hope. A soldier will fight long and hard for a bit of colored ribbon. Glory is fleeting, but obscurity is forever. If I had to choose a religion, the sun as the universal giver of life would be my God. History is a set of lies agreed upon. If you want a thing done well, do it yourself. The battlefield is a scene of constant chaos. The winner will be the one who controls that chaos, both his own and the enemy's. Women are nothing but machines for producing children. If you wish to be a success in the world, promise everything, deliver nothing. Great ambition is the passion of a great character. Those endowed with it may perform very good or very bad acts. All depends on the principles which direct them. Power is my mistress. I have worked too hard at her conquest to allow anyone to take her away from me. You must not fight too often with one enemy, or you will teach him all your art of war. The strong man is the one who is able to intercept at will the communication between the senses and the mind. The best cure for the body is a quiet mind. There is no such thing as accident, it is fate misnamed. I can no longer obey, I have tasted command, and I cannot give it up. There are only two forces in the world, the sword and the spirit. In the long run, the sword will always be conquered by the spirit. I am sometimes a fox and sometimes a lion. The whole secret of government lies in knowing when to be the one or the other. 10 people who speak make more noise than 10,000 who are silent. For hostile newspapers are more to be feared than 1,000 bayonets. Ability is nothing without opportunity. The truest wisdom is a resolute determination. A true man hates no one. Soldiers generally win battles. Generals get credit for them. Take time to deliberate, but when the time for action has arrived, stop thinking and go in. Men are moved by two levers only, fear and self-interest. There is only one step from the sublime to the ridiculous. When small men attempt great enterprises, they always end by reducing them to the level of their mediocrity. From the heights of these pyramids, 40 centuries look down on us. An army marches on its stomach. Imagination rules the world. History is the version of past events that people have decided to agree upon. The people to fear are not those who disagree with you, but those who disagree with you and are too cowardly to let you know. To do all that one is able to do is to be a man. To do all that one would like to do is to be a god. Men are more easily governed through their vices than through their virtues. He who fears being conquered is sure of defeat. The surest way to remain poor is to be an honest man. It requires more courage to suffer than to die. Music is the voice that tells us that the human race is greater than it knows. Nothing is more difficult, and therefore more precious, than to be able to decide. He who knows how to flatter also knows how to slander. A revolution is an idea which has found its bayonets. Water, air, and cleanness are the chief articles in my pharmacy. The first virtue in a soldier is endurance of fatigue. Courage is only the second virtue. A throne is only a bench covered with velvet. Among those who dislike oppression are many who like to oppress. The French complain of everything, and always. You must not fear death, my lads. Defy him, and you drive him into the enemy's ranks. The herd seek out the great, not for their sake, but for their influence, and the great welcome them out of vanity or need. One must change one's tactics every 10 years if one wishes to maintain one's superiority. There are only two forces that unite men, fear and interest. A revolution can be neither made nor stopped. The only thing that can be done is for one of several of its children to give it a direction by dint of victories. Respect the burden. It is the cause, not the death, that makes the martyr. Courage is like love, it must have hope for nourishment. In politics, never retreat, never retract, never admit a mistake. If they want peace, nations should avoid the pinpricks that precede cannon shots. A celebrated people lose dignity upon a closer view. Throw off your worries when you throw off your clothes at night. What is history but a fable agreed upon? I love power, but it is as an artist that I love it. I love it as a musician loves his violin, to draw out its sounds and chords and harmonies. The torment of precautions often exceeds the dangers to be avoided. It is sometimes better to abandon oneself to destiny. All religions have been made by men. France has more need of me than I have need of France. Forethought we may have, undoubtedly, but not foresight. Skepticism is a virtue in history as well as in philosophy. The army is the true nobility of our country. A constitution should be short and obscure. The Battle of Austerlitz is the grandest of all I have fought. The best way to keep one's word is not to give it. When soldiers have been baptized in the fire of a battlefield, they have all one rank in my eyes. A man will fight harder for his interests than for his rights. I made all my generals out of mud. England is a nation of shopkeepers. There is one kind of robber whom the law does not strike at, and who steals what is most precious to men, time. Ambition never is in a greater hurry than I. It merely keeps pace with circumstances and with my general way of thinking. Doctors will have more lives to answer for in the next world than even we generals. With audacity one can undertake anything, but not do everything. One should never forbid what one lacks the power to prevent. In order to govern, the question is not to follow out a more or less valid theory, but to build with whatever materials are at hand. The inevitable must be accepted and turned to advantage. We must laugh at man to avoid crying for him. The human race is governed by its imagination. Riches do not consist in the possession of treasures, but in the use made of them. The act of policing is, in order to punish less often, to punish more severely. Let the path be open to talent. I am the successor, not of Louis XVI, but of Charlemagne. Men take only their needs into consideration, never their abilities. Public opinion is the thermometer a monarch should constantly consult. The infectiousness of crime is like that of the plague. The extent of your consciousness is limited only by your ability to love and to embrace with your love the space around you, and all it contains. A man cannot become an atheist merely by wishing it. The great proof of madness is the disproportion of one's designs to one's means. It is my wish that my ashes may repose on the banks of the Seine, in the midst of the French people, whom I have loved so well. War is the business of barbarians. I have only one counsel for you: be master. Religion is excellent stuff for keeping common people quiet. Medicines are only fit for old people.
Drop a 100 if you read this far. If you are serious about changing your life, then make sure to join our movement by leaving us a follow. God bless you.